Hey everybody, the Running Man here, and today is going to be a different video. And you may be wondering, what is that music in the background? Well, it's one of the Minecraft music discs. This one, to be specific, this one is Stall, the black music disc. And I was watching a couple of theories last night, and I was thinking to myself, I can make my own theory. And here we are. I'm going to talk about it. And this one is actually about music disc 11 and 13. And this theory is called the 3-test music disc. And we're just going to jump right in. But before we do, if you do like this video, please consider liking the video. Or if you like what you see, please make sure to consider subscribing. I'm a quarter way to having 100 followers. What is this? I am a quarter way to having 100 subscribers. So very close. And it will help me out a ton. Anyways, let's get with the theory making. The first music disc that we're going to start with is, of course, music disc 11. And music disc 11 is like one of the more eerie things that you could hear in Minecraft. And I'll go play it right now. Alrighty, now where to start? How about we start with the setting? Now, I think this takes place in like a cave, because you can kind of hear footsteps of like stone and all that. I mean, just because you hear footsteps of stone doesn't mean it is a cave. I'm just saying that it could be. Like maybe this could take place in the middle of the woods, but it most likely takes place in a cave. Now, next, the cracking noises. You could hear like these little clicking noise. You could hear this like little clicking noise. Something like that. And I think that could be flint and steel for like light. And you just didn't have enough sticks to like make a torch. Anyways. And then the next thing that we hear is sorry. The next thing we could hear is heavy coughing. Kind of similar to how I coughed earlier. Sorry. And then we could hear eerie music, which actually takes a huge role of what this theory is about. Now, the eerie music that you just heard is, I think, probably another music disc. Like, maybe like a test music disc, which also comes a huge role of this theory, like, where it's like the lore of Minecraft, where they just invented the music disc, and they need to make like prototypes or a test of it. So what they did was Music Disc 11, where a guy is like recording him being in a cave where all goes wrong and he gets attacked by someone or something. And I think that someone slash something is actually an Enderman, because the scream at the end sounds a lot like an Enderman. Let me go show you. Yeah, that scream at the end sounds a lot like an Enderman. Like, if you would actually compare the two, it sounds a lot like an Enderman. So, like, a guy is, like, recording sound in, like, a cave until he gets attacked by an Enderman. Like, he probably accidentally looked at the Enderman, and Enderman got pissed and, end the guy. Like, the guy, like, he died. He didn't make it. So, that was like a snake. Anyways. So, the eerie music that you hear before he starts running is, I think, another music disc that was actually lost to time. Like, no one was able to find that other music disc. Like, it was gone. And heck, I even made a texture of what the music disc would have possibly looked like. So yeah, what this theory is basically about is like where they just invented Minecraft music disc, and they're like recording random stuff for like test of how well it worked. And that and I think the eerie music at the end was like another music disc that was lost. Like, no one found it. Then maybe later on, and another miner would come in and find the guy's loot, found the music disc, or found like a thing that they possibly used to like record the sounds. And then maybe he looked at it and made a music disc of it. Alrighty, now it's on to music disc 13. And that was a little snippet of the beginning part. And I'm just going to go skip to the interesting part because, holy cow, this music disc is over 3 minutes long. So I'm just going to go skip to the interesting part. Alrighty, now, from what we could hear, a creeper is hissing, like it does its usual tss. Then a few seconds go by, and then we hear a huge boom. But then we hear water. Then we hear water splashing, and then we hear the person that got blown up get out of the water and make an escape. So maybe this was like another test of like a music disc where they're like ringing bells, but then it simply cuts off to like a cave where a creeper blows up a miner that was like recording it. or maybe where like the miner kind of got blown up and splashed into the water. Now, from what it sounds like that the sounds that we hear was from like afar. So maybe this was also recorded in a cave, and that's why we hear like drip drops and all that. And the music stops, and then another miner that was probably maybe about a mile away got blown up, splashed into the water, and made an escape. And that's my theory. My theory about Music Disc 13, Music Disc 11, and my theory is that these two or three music discs were like test music discs of when it was first made. Music Disc 11 being a disaster, and the second music disc of like eerie music and a guy getting blown up in a cave. And I guess the quote-unquote third one, the eerie music that we hear in Music Disc 11 before... I thought I heard something. Anyways, before we hear, like, running footsteps, was probably another music disc with eerie music. And that's my theory. And if you guys enjoyed this video, please make sure to like the video. Or if you enjoy what you see, please consider subscribing, and I'll